Assalamu alaikum. So I have decided to start uploading videos on surf, that is called morphology in English. So in my previous videos I did say what you will learn if you learn surf. So here I will say it again very briefly. So in Nahwu you basically learn the syntax or grammatical part of the Arabic language, that is you will basically learn how sentences and phrases are made and how to end or vocalize the final letter of a word. While in surf you learn morphology or basically how words are built in Arabic. So if you start learning surf, the first thing you will basically learn is verb conjugation, and then you will learn how words are made in Arabic and how various words are derived from a single root word. As verb conjugation will be the first thing we will study, I will give you examples of the latter two, that is word construction and how various words are derived from a single root word. As for verb conjugation, then it is the first thing which we are going to study. So anyway, so in Arabic most words are derived from three root letters. So you can see I wrote three root letters here, Ain, Ba, Dal and Sin, Jim, Dal. So from these three root letters, that is Ain, Ba, Dal, you get the root word Ibadah, which means worship. Then from this you get the verbs Abada Ya'budu, which means to worship. This is in past tense and this is in present tense, same as we say Iyyaka na'budu in Surah Fatiha. And the one who worships, that is a worshipper in English, is called Abid, and the one who is worshipped is called Ma'bud. And Ma'bad basically means place or time of worship, even though it is specifically used for temple. And you can see the root letters in all these words. So here you can see the root letters Ain, Ba, Dal in all these words. So as for this root letter here, which is Sin, Jim, Dal, from this three root letters you get the root word Sujud, which means prostration. Then from this you get the verbs Sajada Yasjudu, which means to prostrate. This is in past tense and this is in present tense. And the one who prostrates is called Sajid. And Masjid simply means place or time of prostration. And even the words Sajjada or Sajjad are also derived from these three root letters, and you can see the root letters in all these words. So you can see the root letters Sin, Jim, Dal in all these words. So this was basically a brief introduction. So now inshallah we will start learning about verb conjugation and verb tables. But before we do that, let's go through definition of surf linguistically and technically. So surf linguistically means to change or to turn. Here is an example which I wrote: Saraftu darahima bid dananiri, which means I changed dirhams with dinars. And a bank is called masrif because it is where you change your money, and you can see the root letters Sod, Ra, Fa. And the cashier who changes the money is called sarraf, and here you can see the root letters. But when we say surf as a science or technically or as a term, what we mean by is a science which deals with construction of words, derivation of words, dealing with weak letters, discussing speciality of forms or group of verbs. So anyway, this definition which I wrote here, there could be some few minor errors in it because I am literally translating this from an Arabic book. So I basically had two choices. First was to teach from Arabic book, or second was to teach from some English book written by some English scholar. So I chose the first one, that is an Arabic book, because the books written by English scholars, they contain so many English terms which is kind of an headache for me to go through. So I chose the first one. So anyway, this is basically a technical term which I literally translated from an Arabic book. So anyway, Anwaul Kalimati, which you can in English say parts of speech, which literally means types of word. So in Arabic there are three parts of speech: ism, fail, harf. Ism stands for noun, fail stands for verb, and harf stands for particle. You can define ism as name of a person, thing, pronoun, adjective, adverb, basically anything. And verb, any word describing an action that has tense is called verb. So sarf is mostly centered around fail, that is verb, even though it includes a large number of nouns in it, but as fail is the primary, or you can say mostly centered around part of sarf, so we start from verb. So taqsimul fail, which means division of verb. So in Arabic there are two types of verb. First is mutasarrif and other is ghair mutasarrif, which is also called as jamid. Ghair mutasarrif or jamid verb is a verb which does not have any tense, and it basically does not accept any rules of sarf in it. So you cannot apply sarf to ghair mutasarrif verbs. So what we are studying in sarf is mutasarrif verbs, and mutasarrif verbs basically are verbs which have past tense, present tense and future tense, and you can make imperative from it, and you can basically apply sarf to it. So now we are going to divide mutasarrif verbs into various categories. So considering time, that is tense, a verb is divided into madi, mudari'a and amr. Madi stands for past tense, mudari'a includes both present tense and future tense. You will understand this as we go further. And amr means imperative, that is to give an order to someone. So here I wrote examples. Shariba means he drank, that is in past tense. Yashrabu means he drinks, or even he will drink is also included in this. And ishrab is basically you are ordering someone to drink. And considering the participant, that is the person performing the action, a verb is divided into ma'lum, ma'ruf and majhul. Ma'ruf stands for active voice and majhul stands for passive voice. In ma'lum or ma'ruf verb, the person who performed the action is mentioned, and he is basically the focus. For example, Shariba means he drank. You are basically pointing at someone and saying that he did an action. Like I wrote an example, Shariba Fawwazun al qahwa. Fawwaz drank coffee. So you basically know who drank the coffee, that is Fawwaz, so you are mentioning him. While majhul, that is passive voice, in majhul verb the person who performed the action is not mentioned, rather the action performed and upon whom or what it is performed are mentioned. For example, Shuriba means it was drunk. It is being referred to the thing that is being drunk, and the person who drank is not mentioned here. So I wrote an example, Shuribal qahwa, the coffee was drunk, which is actually being drunk by Fawwaz right here, but you don't want to mention who drank it, so you said Shuribal qahwa. And considering affirmation and negation, a verb is divided into musbat and manfi. Musbat stands for affirmative and manfi stands for negative. Like sharibtu means I drank, that you are basically affirming an action, and ma sharibtu means I did not drink, that is you are basically denying the action being done. And considering the action, a verb is divided into al-lazim and al-mutaaddi. Lazim means intransitive and mutaaddi means transitive. You can Google transitive and intransitive verbs to get a better idea of these terms in English grammar. So in lazim or intransitive verb, there are two things required to complete a sentence, that is a verb and the person performing the action, that is fa'il in Arabic. So here I wrote an example, kharaj al mudarrisu, which means the teacher left. So in the above sentence, kharaja is a verb, that is fa'il in Arabic, and al mudarrisu is the one performing the action, that is fa'il. Sentence is complete and there is no need for a third thing. I mean, if I tell you the teacher left, then the teacher left, you don't need any more information. Even if you do, the sentence is still complete. As for mutaaddi, that is transitive. Apart from the verb and the person performing the action, you also need an object to complete a sentence, which in Arabic is called maf'ul bihi. So here you can see I wrote a sentence, Shariba Fawwazun Pepsi, Fawwaz drank Pepsi. So in the above sentence, Shariba is a verb and Fawaz is the doer, that is the person who drank, and Bepsi is an object, that is the thing upon which the action has been performed. So Shariba is an action, Fawaz is the person performing it, and upon whom he is performing, then that is Pepsi. So anyway, I don't want to go into any detail. And considering the root, a verb is divided into Mujarrad and Mazid. Mujarrad basically means original, and in English grammatical terms I found the term first stem. I don't know if it is correct, I found this in some book. And Mazid basically means increased, which I found to be derivative term in some book. Mujarrad verb is basically a verb in its original form without any additions made to its original root letters. So here is an example, kharaja, which means he left, and Mazid verb is a verb in which there is an addition or more to its original root letters. So here you can see the addition of hamza being made here, which changes the meaning. Kharaja meant he left and akhraja means he removed. And considering the root letters, a verb is divided into a sahih and mu'tal. Sahih stands for sound and mu'tal stands for weak. Mu'tal verb is basically a verb which has a weak letter among its root letters. The weak letters of Arabic are ya and waw, and then mu'tal is further divided into mu'tal fa, mu'tal ain and mu'tal al-lam. But anyway, this is not our concern here because I am not planning to make videos on Sahih and Mu'tal. My focus is only to create Sahih and Mu'tal. Maybe inshallah, if this series gets a good response, then I might consider creating videos on Sahih and Mu'tal. As for now, these are our main concerns. So, Assalamu alaikum. Please subscribe to the channel. I apologize if there are any mistakes on my behalf. So please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Assalamu alaikum.